The sun hung low over the horizon, casting golden hues across the waves that lapped gently at the shore. Brock stood on the beach, his toes sinking into the cool, wet sand as he let the ocean breeze tousle his hair. He had come here seeking solace, lost in the chaos of his life back in the city. A breakup that shattered his spirit, a job that consumed his every waking moment. He took a deep breath, inhaling the salty air, and felt a flicker of hope igniting within him. That was when he saw her. She was perched on a cluster of rocks, her silhouette outlined against the fiery sky. Her hair flowed like dark silk down her back, glimmering with shades of auburn as the sun danced upon it. Her eyes, deep and enchanting as the ocean itself, locked onto his with an intensity that sent a shiver down his spine. Brock couldn't breathe. Mesmerized by her beauty, he stumbled closer, caught in the gravity of her allure. "Who are you?" he managed to whisper as he approached, heart racing with a feeling he could not comprehend. "A spirit of the sea," she replied silkily, her voice a melody that resonated with something primal in him. "But you may call me Lyra." Brock's heart hammered in his chest. Every tale he'd heard of sirens was tucked away in his memory, mere whispers of folklore, yet something in her eyes told him she was real. "What are you doing here?" he asked, his voice slightly hoarse. "Waiting for someone brave enough to take a chance," she replied, a coy smile playing at the corners of her lips. In that moment, everything else faded away, the world, his past, and the heartache that had shadowed him for far too long. He felt drawn to her like a moth to a flame, oblivious to the danger that danced beneath her enchanting facade. Days turned into weeks. Brock and Lyra became inseparable. Their moments were filled with laughter and whispered secrets beneath starlit skies. She regaled him with tales of the ocean's depths, of its beauty and terror, but he sensed the shadows lurking in her words. He was entranced, intoxicated by her presence, even as a nagging dread clawed at him. Nights on the beach turned into a haunting ritual. As the moon waxed and waned, so did Brock's grip on reality. The waters roared and crashed, sometimes pulling him closer to the edge, luring him to drown in the depths with her. One fateful evening, Lyra invited him to swim. She beckoned him into the water, enchanting him with the promise of an experience beyond imagination. "Close your eyes," she murmured softly, wrapping her arms around him, pulling him deeper into the ocean's embrace. "Let me show you the world beneath the waves." But something within him screamed to resist. As he submerged, his mind flashed back to tales of sailors lost in the depths, entrapped by beautiful faces that concealed razor-sharp fangs and insatiable hunger. Lyra's laughter echoed like distant thunder, her grip tightening around him, urging him to accept his fate. With a surge of adrenaline, Brock fought against the current, breaking free from her hold as panic coursed through him. He swam toward the surface, desperate for air, for freedom. He gasped as his head broke the surface, the salt water stinging his eyes. "Why?" he called out, heart pounding. "What do you want from me?" Lyra's demeanor shifted, her enchanting beauty twisted into something darker. "You feel it, don't you? The pull of the ocean, its call to surrender everything to me." Brock clawed at the water, adrenaline fueling his strokes. "You're not a spirit. You're a monster." A low melodic hum escaped her lips. The air grew thick with a dark magic, and shadows began to swirl beneath the waves, forming ghastly silhouettes. The rhythm of water morphed into a cacophony, a summons to the lost souls she had claimed before him, warning him of what awaited if he succumbed. Heart racing, he swam with everything he had, fueled by survival, not just for himself, but for the countless others who had fallen into Lyra's snare. He could feel her spell unraveling, her powers fading with every stroke away from her. Finally, he reached the shore, collapsing on the warm sand, gasping for breath. The siren's laughter drifted on the wind, a haunting reminder of the terrifying depth of her allure. Glancing back, he saw her rising from the water, fury and longing etched across her face, a vision of wrath that would haunt his dreams. "Do not think you are free, Brock. You will always hear the siren's call," her voice echoed as the waves drew her back into the abyss. Days turned into weeks and weeks into months, but the ocean no longer filled him with solace. He could hear the whispers of the deep, haunting him as he lay in bed every night. He passed the beach where they had first met, but it felt like a memory belonging to someone else. As the seasons changed, he realized that love had a different shade, a dangerous beauty that could pull you into its depths and drown you whole. And though he had escaped the siren's grasp, the darkness still clung to his soul, whispering promises of love, intertwined with a curse he could never fully shake. For some loves can bestow nothing but despair, enduring like the tide, forever beckoning him back to the shore where it all began. Brock was no longer just a man. He was a survivor of a seductive trap, forever marked by the dangerous love of a siren.